Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nick Kitchen. I'm CEO of Cumulus Energy Storage, and we're enabling renewable electricity by developing the lowest cost, grid-level energy storage, and we're using copper and zinc as the battery technology to do this. So far, we've essentially raised 3.2 million. We have UK and US patent granted. We also have pre-orders, signed pre-orders, worth 200 million. I'm trying to give you a feel for scale here. So the problem that we're solving is that the grid isn't designed to cope with the variable and intermittent renewable generation. When the sun is shining, when the wind is blowing, that's fine, but it may not be at the right time. So we need a buffer in the middle, a grid scale that can take that electricity, store it, and then deliver it at the time that it's needed for the customers. That's what Cumulus Energy Storage is doing. We have a very experienced management team. You can probably tell that from the photograph there, which is very old of me, for example. And we essentially have 2 MBAs from London Business School, myself and Darren. Mike is a master's level chemist. Between us, we have about 20 years worth of battery development experience behind us. In terms of the target markets for Cumulus, we're talking about behind the meter for renewables generation at megawatt plus scale. We're talking about the industrial, electricity intensive industries, again behind the meter, and when policy gets sorted out, we'll also be looking at infrastructure at transmission and distribution level. In terms of our positioning in the marketplace, you probably can't read a large chunk of that, but bear in mind that at the bottom right is pumped hydro. That's the bulk, 96% of the energy storage market today. Where our price point, our levelized cost of energy, will start at the pumped hydro level, and we will then drive it down from about $180 a megawatt hour levelized cost of energy down to close to $100 per megawatt hour for our levelized cost of energy. So we will start at the lowest point in terms of lowest cost, and then we'll drive the cost down from there. In terms of technology, we've taken the mining industry, chemistry, we've intersected that with Volta, who invented the first battery, copper zinc battery, some 200 years ago. What we've done is we put a membrane in between the copper and the zinc discs. This is what we've patented, so we're now the only company in the world that can make and sell a rechargeable copper zinc battery. Why copper zinc? A whole series of reasons there. I won't go through the detail, but basically it's safe, it's reliable, and it's the lowest projected levelized cost. You might also be very interested to know that the projected round-trip efficiency is going to be in excess of 80% AC. Again, a game changer in the energy storage market. In terms of commercial progress, I've already mentioned in excess of 200 million pre-orders. We've got heads of terms agreement with a company in the UK from the commercial generation perspective. We also have a heads of terms agreement with a company in Australia for the mining industry. That's a potential $7.2 billion opportunity for us. India is close to about $8.4 billion. This is large scale stuff, huge market opportunity coming down the tracks towards us. In terms of fundraising, currently raising 4 million. Details of that are there. Essentially, this is for a 1 megawatt hour per month pilot line based in Sheffield in the UK. And we will then need to go on for a B round for 25 million for full production of circa 500 megawatt hours per year, again in Sheffield in the UK. So the current structure of the company is UK company, UK intellectual property, UK investment, and then 100% owned subsidiary in the US, which is where my 2 colleagues are based at the moment, where we do the R&D. And that essentially is it. Thanks so much indeed.